You don't need a mansion or a Hollywood name to leave behind a story that's more than just fame.
To need a will, just a family, or a cat plotting world domination. Welcome to Celebrity Estate Chaos, where we prove a lot of things. Like how estate chaos isn't just for millionaires with private islands, anyone with stuff, relatives, or that one weird collection you think nobody's fighting over. And chances are, they will.
You know how
Anyone with-
TikTok just always has something new? Like 1 minute it's whipped coffee, the next it's girl math, right? It's wild.
Mhm.
Well, the latest thing I've been seeing, and it's kind of fascinating, is this hashtag prep talk trend. And I mean, the look is polished. You've got these pastel flashlights, crystal keychains on bug-out bags, everything color coordinated, sometimes with those, Barbie dream house filters. But it immediately made me think, how practical is any of that when, say, the power grid actually goes down for real, or you have like minutes to evacuate? So yeah, our mission for this deep dive is to look into that gap, the space between the pretty online stuff and, well, the messy reality of being ready for a disaster. Because let's be honest, real preparedness, it doesn't usually go viral. It's not glamorous.
That's exactly the question, isn't it? And it's so important. It's pretty fascinating, really, the huge difference between people liking the idea of prepping online versus how prepared communities actually are. I mean, the prep talk look is appealing, sure. But the facts, they tell a different story. FEMA says only about 39% of Americans even have an emergency plan.
Only 39.
Yeah, and the Red Cross. They report 60% of households don't have a stocked emergency kit. 60%. And this isn't some abstract what if anymore. Pew Research found 3 out of 4 Americans face some kind of extreme weather in just the last 5 years.
3 out of 4?
Right. And FEMA adds that, get this, 90% of U.S. counties dealt with federally declared disasters in the past decade. 90%. So yeah, scrolling through prep talks might be entertaining, but the chance you'll actually need a kit, much, much higher than the chance of becoming TikTok famous,
Those numbers really hit home. It's so easy to see a perfect bug-out bag video and think, okay, check, I know what to do. But it sounds like we're mostly not doing it. So when you look at those slick prep talk posts, what's the biggest thing they miss about real disasters? Where's the disconnect?
It's pretty profound, actually. The viral stuff, it often makes real emergencies seem simpler, shorter than they are. Think back to that Texas winter storm in 2021. Remember that? Millions without power for days in the freezing cold.
Oh, yeah. Horrifying.
People were melting snow in bathtubs just to flush toilets. Suddenly, that aesthetic hydration station with the fancy tumblers, not so helpful, was it?
No, not at all. That's a perfect example. And Hurricane Ian in Florida, I remember seeing reports the grocery store shelves were just bare in less than a day.
Exactly. Toilet paper, bread, water gone, vanished. If your plan was, I don't know, ordering Instacart, that's useless when there's no power, no internet, maybe no passable roads.
Right.
Or think about the California wildfires in 2023. Thousands had to leave with barely any warning. People didn't even have time to grab pet food.
These aren't just news stories. They happen to regular people, like us, often completely out of the blue.
Precisely. And connecting this back, disasters usually don't wrap up neatly in 24 hours, not like a TikTok video. Hurricane Katrina displaced over 1 million people for months, not days, months.
Million people.
Yeah. So what TikTok often misses is that long haul, the sustained effort needed, and the, frankly, unsexy stuff you absolutely need for that. Real preparedness rarely goes viral because reality is often kind of boring. Practical. Sometimes heavy, literally heavy when you think about hauling water. It's about facing those long challenges, not just the first shock.
That's such an important point. Convenience just vanishes. So, okay, if we're looking past the coordinated colors and the cute filters, what are the absolute must-haves, the stuff TikTok doesn't show you?
Right, the crucial stuff. And it's often the small things, the forgotten details that suddenly become everything, like cash.
Cash in this digital age.
Absolutely. Think about it. Power's out. Your debit card is useless. Credit card machines, offline, ATMs, just boxes. And here's the real kicker people miss. It's not just having cash, it's having small bills. Try buying a loaf of bread with 100 when nobody can make change.
Oh, man, good point.
Your crypto wallet isn't buying you snacks at Blackout,
Brutal truth. Okay, small bills. What about water? I see those trendy flasks everywhere, but I'm guessing that's not enough.
Not even close. Water is heavy. And you need a lot. The standard is 1 gallon per person per day for drinking, cooking, basic hygiene.
1 gallon per person. per day.
Yep. So family of 4, that's 28 gallons for just 1 week. And spoiler, it doesn't fit in a cute mason jar.
28. Wow.
And 1 gallon weighs about 8 pounds. So do the math. People massively underestimate the sheer weight and space needed.
Okay, 28 gallons of unglamorous, heavy liquid. Got it. What about pets? TikTok loves a cat in a backpack, right? But I suspect there's more to it.
Oh, way more. Pets panic. They rely totally on us. Hurricane Katrina, over 100,000 pets were lost or abandoned. It was heartbreaking.
That's awful.
So real pet prepping means extra food kibble, canned stuff, leashes, collars with ID tags, medications, carriers. A recent photo of you with your pet helps prove ownership if you get separated. Up-to-date vet records. It's way beyond just matching accessories. They need their own plan.
That's huge and easily overlooked. What else is on this must-know, not-so-viral list?
Flashlights. They're your absolute best friend. Forget the candles.
But candles look so cozy in the videos.
They look cozy until they start a fire. Seriously, we heard about this family during an outage, lit some nice decorative candles, set off the smoke alarm middle of the night, had to call the fire department.
Oh, no.
A simple $10 headlamp is infinitely better than the $3,000 fire repair bill. Invest in headlamps, LED lanterns, and crucially, batteries. Lots of batteries, or rechargeable options with a power bank.
Right, batteries. The thing you always forget until it's pitch black. Okay, here's one that feels kind of opposite to the lone wolf prepper idea community. You mentioned studies show prepared neighborhoods recover faster. Why?
It's absolutely key. It goes way beyond just, hey, can I borrow your generator? Although that happens too. It's about sharing information, who needs help, what roads are clear, diverse skills, maybe your neighbor's a nurse, another knows how to fix things. And honestly, just the psychological boost, knowing you're not alone, that people have your back. It's huge for resilience.
That makes sense.
It's the ultimate unsexy essential. Doesn't get any TikTok likes, but it can mean everything. Like they say, bake cookies for your neighbor now. They might show their generator later.
Huh. Good advice. It really highlights the human side. What about, like, paperwork? I assume FEMA doesn't ask for your TikTok handle.
Definitely not. You need copies of vital documents, IDs, insurance policies, birth certificates, maybe key medical info. Keep them safe, maybe waterproofed, or stored digitally securely, and have paper copies. Essential for getting aid, proving who you are.
Okay, documents. Check.
And fuel, often forgotten. Generators need gas. Cars need gas. Gas stations, they need power to pump. So, rule of thumb, try to keep your car tank at least half full. And if you store extra gas, do it safely, away from the house. We heard a story of the generator rookie after a hurricane. Proudly bought a generator, totally forgot the gasoline. It just sat there, this expensive, useless metal box.
Ouch. An expensive paperweight. Okay, food. People talk about stocking non-perishables, but what's the detail we miss?
How long things actually last without power. Your fridge keeps cool for maybe 4 hours max if you don't open it. Freezer, maybe 48 hours if it's full and closed. Which brings me to the salad kit survivalist. A friend stocked up for a storm with salad kits.
No.
Yes, bagged lettuce. Wilted in about 12 hours. Day 2, he's apparently gnawing stale cereal, rethinking everything. Don't rely on refrigerated stuff.
Okay, noted. No salad kits.
And think basic tools. Your fancy electric can opener. Useless. Have a manual one. And finally, medications. Check expiration dates. Rotate your stock. Have at least a week's supply, maybe more if you can. Expired beds might not be fully effective.
These stories, they're kind of darkly funny, but they really show how fast things go sideways if you miss these, like, really basic things. It makes you ask, are you prepping for Instagram or are you prepping to actually survive?
Exactly. They seem small, these failures, but they have real consequences. The boring details are often the most important ones. And TikTok rarely shows you that.
Okay, so let's tackle some of those TikTok hacks. The ones that seem clever but maybe don't quite work. What have you seen?
Oh yeah, there are plenty. They often mean well, but they miss the scale, you know, like those tiny first aid kits.
The cute little ones.
Yeah, fine for a splinter in your purse, maybe. But real first aid means having your actual prescription meds, extra eyeglasses, maybe instant cold packs, proper bandages, and gauze. Glitter bandages aren't stopping serious bleeding.
Right. Good point. Glitter is not styptic. What about the snack packs, all nicely arranged?
Cute, sure. But look what's in them. Often it's mostly sugar. Skittles and gummy bears won't fuel you for 3 days without power. You need protein, fat, real calories. Think nuts, jerky, peanut butter, tuna pouches, shelf-stable stuff with actual substance.
Okay, protein over pretty. Got it. Solar chargers. They seem smart.
They can be. On bright sunny days, they're great. But what happens during a hurricane? or a blizzard, it's usually cloudy, right?
True.
So they're a good supplement, but don't rely on them entirely. Always have backup power banks fully charged. Much more reliable when the sky is gray.
Okay, backup power banks. Essential.
Oh, and please, the idea of storing emergency water in Ziploc bags in the freezer. Just don't. You get a freezer full of split bags and icy mess.
Yeah.
Use proper water jugs, food-grade buckets, or, fill your bathtub right before a storm hits if you know it's coming and the water is still safe.
Good save on the Ziploc disaster. Okay, so those hacks are mostly underwhelming. What should we be doing? What are the real practical steps?
Right. Let's move to things that genuinely build resilience. It's about more than just gear. One really effective thing. Practice.
Practice. Like a fire drill.
Exactly, but for power outages too. Try having a no power night for just 2 hours. Cook without electricity. Use only flashlights. You'll learn fast what you forgot. Usually it's batteries, or where the manual can opener is. Practice your fire escape routes too. Actually walk them. It sounds basic, but a Harvard study found people who practiced emergency plans were twice as likely to make good decisions under real stress. Practice builds muscle memory and reduces panic.
That's brilliant. A low-stakes test run. What else builds that resilient mindset?
Rotate your supplies. Seriously, eat the food in your kit before it expires. Use the batteries, then replace them. Prepping can actually be guilt-free snacking.
Huh, I like that angle.
And write down important phone numbers. On paper, phones die, batteries run out, networks go down. A simple piece of paper with key contacts. That still works.
Old school, but smart.
And don't forget comfort. It sounds soft, but morale is huge in a crisis. Stash some chocolate, a deck of cards, puzzles, books, whatever helps you and your family stay calm and occupied during long, dark, stressful nights. Also, know your home. Seriously, learn how to turn off your main gas line. If you smell gas after an earthquake or storm, you need to know how to shut it off quickly and safely. All these things together. They shift the focus, don't they? It forces you to ask, am I just collecting stuff? Or am I actually building the skills and the mindset to handle things when they get tough?
That really reframes it.
And again, that ties back to community. Knowing your neighbors, sharing skills, checking on each other, that's probably your most valuable, non-TikTokable asset.
So wrapping this up, what's the main takeaway for everyone listening? It feels like, okay, get inspired by TikTok maybe, but don't stop there. Yeah, the bottom line seems to be TikTok might give you ideas, which is fine, but don't mistake the aesthetic for actual readiness. Real prepping is about planning, stocking the boring but vital stuff. And yeah, maybe accepting that warm wool socks are way sexier than stilettos during a flood. Because when things really go wrong, nobody cares how many likes your bug-out bag got. They care if you have clean water, if your flashlight works, if you have enough peanut butter to prevent a family mutiny. Preparedness isn't a trend. It's about survival. It's about keeping you and your loved ones safe. Period.
That's it, exactly. Real preparedness isn't really about avoiding chaos. Sometimes you can't. It's about having the knowledge, the tools, and importantly, the mindset to navigate through it. So the question to leave you with is, maybe, what might your next encounter with extreme weather look like? And what's one practical, proactive step, just one you can take today that isn't just for show? And look, if you're ready to move from just scrolling to actually getting prepared, but maybe you want to keep your sense of humor about it, we found some great resources. There's an author, Ginn, who writes these emergency preparedness books that are genuinely helpful and entertaining. Titles like Prepared for Anything? First Aid Yes for Your Pets, because they need a plan too. Oops Proof, Emergency, Not on My Watch, and even Stop, Drop, and Roll Your Eyes.
Love those titles.
Right. They're practical, they have amazing templates to help you plan, and they don't take themselves too seriously while still giving you the essential info. We'll link to her bookstore in the description below. Because chaos doesn't arrive with an instruction manual, does it? But thankfully, common sense, a solid plan, and maybe a little bit of humor, those actually do help.
That's a wrap for today's chaos. If you learned something, laughed a little, or now feel slightly more prepared for life's curveballs, we've done our job. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel, and follow us on social media. Catch us on Spotify, YouTube, and anywhere podcasts make you rethink your to-do list. Thanks for tuning in. And remember, if it's important and unexpected, we probably cover it. Stay safe, stay curious, and we'll see you next time.